Hello YouTube, it's Joey back again. This time, I'm coming back to movie reviews. If you didn't know, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. But, I also kind of like Star Trek. Now, it's been kind of odd doing that because there's been a legendary rivalry between Star Wars and Star Trek. And like everybody gets mad when you do things like "May the Force be with you" while doing Spock's little. But oh well. But it's been a long time since I'd watched some Star Trek movies. And as I currently have a very deep dislike of J.J. Abrams for his work, Force Awakens. I thought I would watch the original Star Trek movies from the 1980s. So, I broke out the old VHSs, and I started with Star Trek The Motion Picture, dubbed by many Star Trek fans to be the motionless picture, due to the severe lack of action. No phaser battles, no punches. At the beginning of the movie, there's 3 Klingon ships that fire proton torpedoes into a cloud, but then they're deleted from existence. And that's it. That's about all the combat that happens. And like the enemy is the Voyager satellite that somehow became sentient and now wants to find its creator to become I don't know, enlightened. And then Spock's trying to figure out his purpose. And then Captain Kirk is competing with Commander Decker. And Lieutenant Aguilera is this strange bald lady who gets kidnapped by the cloud thing and replaced with a robot machine thing that talks like this. And he's like going on about units and orifices and alien interiors and all kinds of weird stuff. Thrust suits. Anyway. It's at the beginning of the movie, it's okay. It's this big. It has this sense of urgency because this giant destructive cloud is heading for Earth, so Kirk has to go on the Enterprise and stop it. Okay. And then, like, he and Commander Decker don't like each other because they're competing over control of the Enterprise. Stop competing with me, Decker. And a bunch of, I don't know. Captain Kirk is a jerk to a lot of people in that movie. Very rude. I was thinking to myself, how is he supposed to be the hero? How are we going to root for him? Spock, he's okay. I'm just kind of searching for his purpose. Decker is kind of annoying. He's always kind of having this attitude. He has this really weird voice when face whenever he's looking at Lieutenant Ailey is like, it's strange. And it gets worse. Anyway, so they get everybody onto the Enterprise and they're on their way to go intercept the cloud when the warp machine device thing breaks down, and then Spock finds them and then fixes the engine, and then they go. Didn't serve a whole lot of purpose in the movie except to just get Spock on board, but it's just a distraction. Okay, so they continue on their voyage until they find the cloud, and then they go in the cloud after figuring out how to send it friendly messages. And then, like, the cloud thing sends down this weird electricity probe thing, and then it takes Lieutenant Ailey and replaces it with Ailea droid thing. And then from there, it just goes downhill. It's so slow. It's boring. 2-hour, 20-minute movie. I'm very lenient on movies when it comes to run times and pacing. Like, I like watching Lord of the Rings and Das Boot, and those are 3-hour movies, and they have some slow parts with dialogue, but Star Trek The Motionless Picture truly is something else. It's boring, there's no action, weird dialogue, and in a lot of places, weird acting. Anyway, I'm off track again. So they spend quite some time inside the cloud trying to find out what they can about V'ger, the thing creating the cloud. And then it keeps addressing people as carbon units or Kirk unit. And then Spock finds out that it's trying to find sentience. And then they take the Ilia droid thing and the Doc and Decker and Kirk and Spock into the core to go meet V'ger itself. And it turns out it's Voyager 6, the satellite. And then they do some talking with it, and then Voyager finds out that its creator is a human, and it needs to bond with the human to find sentience. So Decker, all the while making this face, I'll bond with her, it thing, because it was using Ilia's body, and I guess he and Ilia were a thing back in the day. I don't know, it's hard to keep track. So he starts glowing and being all magical, and then Ilia droid thing are hugging, and then there's this bright blinding yellow flash, and then Voyager is gone, leaving just the Enterprise. And then Kirk decides to list Ilia and Decker as missing, and then they just speed off into space just to end this little magical adventure. Wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I don't want to watch it again, really, unless I really had to. Bad. It's not bad enough to get a F or a D rating, but it's definitely a C average, along with Phantom Menace. It's not the worst thing ever. It actually has some positive qualities, but there's some really huge negative qualities about it that brings it down. I give this movie a 50% C rating. Next up, I'm not going to review this movie today, but next I'm going to watch Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Everybody's favorite Star Trek movie. And I really liked it back when I first seen it, but I hardly remember anything in it. But I'll get back to you with a review of that in the future. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.